Made it. I just had to get off the phone with my mom real quick. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. To make sure that we're up here on this live. So I'll give everybody a little bit of time to come in. I did not send out any notifications, but I want everybody to start remembering, as long as it's not like raining or bad weather, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to come on live and we're going to go through what we are going to do in the garden for the week. Now I just committed myself to my mom. Y'all know I told you she likes to plant flowers too, and so the pastor at her church asked her when she was gonna plant it. So we were just talking about what could we plant that was really, really low maintenance, and that once established, because like I just told her, okay, who's gonna go and do the watering, but once established, it would be kind of like on autopilot. So I got to do a little online research because I totally agree with her. I asked her how much light did that area get. So they just got a sign, a church sign, like the other day, and so they want to plant around it. But one of the things, and I want y'all to listen to me and listen to me well, because when you're garden planning, these are the type of things that you have to consider. Even if you like certain plants, you have to consider certain things. And I went live kind of impromptu yesterday, because I'm almost done on our free 7 day start garden. It's taking me a little bit longer, but I'm gonna work on it after I get off of this live, because I decided that I wanted to put a questionnaire in there for everyone that downloads it. Because if you answer those questions that's on the free 7 day startup guide, by the time you get done, you should know exactly what you're supposed to do. It should be no questions asked. But I was asking her, how much sunlight does this area get? Because we can come up with a lot of different shrubs, a lot of different plants that can be planted around the sign. I also asked her, is the church considering getting like irrigation for that area? She's like, no. So you have to consider like watering, sunlight, all of that. But again, y'all, after I get off here and I get a little bit of dinner, I'm not really hungry, but I don't know. Sometimes around 8 o'clock, I get a little lunchy. So I'm like, just eat a little something, that'll hold you over to tomorrow. But what I'm going to do when I get off here is my goal to have that free 7 day start garden guide ready. If I don't have it ready by tomorrow, it's definitely going to be ready by this week. And the reason that I'm doing this, I'll be totally honest with y'all, is because I'm at a point now that I can't answer all of the DMs. And so it's just me now. I can't answer the DMs. And so I get a lot of questions. And some of the questions are like, you know, what should I grow? What should I start? What's good? So this free guide, 7 day start guide, is gonna tell you all of the basics. But again, I decided to do a questionnaire so that when you're done answering that questionnaire, it's like probably over 30 something pages long, with the information and the questionnaire. So by the time you're done with that questionnaire, you won't even have to email me or DM me, because you're gonna already know what you should be doing for the space that you have for your garden. So that's what that's about. Because I mad when I can't answer everybody questions, and so oftentimes it's like 5 days later, 7 days later, and I know people are like, did she even get the someone sent me a video DM, and I think it was like 7 days later, where they had a question. So that's what that's all about. But again, like I said yesterday, y'all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a really short video, and I'll let you know, hey, it's available. Click the link in the description and download it. And even if you are growing right now, or you may be experienced, it's always a good refresher. It's always a good thing to think about it, because as we starting to get in the fall and the winter in the US, because we do have some gardening friends that are like all over the world, as we're starting to get into and slow down in gardening, this is a great time to think about these questions, answer these questions, plan for the next season. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead. So every Sunday, like if you're new to the channel, let me just say my name is Auyanna of Auyanna Plants. We teach new and beginner gardeners how to start, grow, and maintain a flourishing garden. In my garden, now it's up to you what you want to grow, but in my garden, you're gonna always see a combination of flowers, vegetables, herbs, because I think they just really help each other. They really help each other. And what I mean by that is a lot of herbs that you grow can have a scent that can prevent a lot of pests. The beauty of it. So everybody has their place in the garden. Y'all, I'm finna show y'all what I'm looking at right here. And then we're going to get on to these chores because I'm not going to be long. This is just so pretty. And I don't even eat jalapenos like this. But I just want to get down here, right here. I don't know if y'all can see from where I was looking, it is so many jalapeno peppers. I think maybe this was it. This was it right here. If I was just looking at it from by the garden, and I'm like, man, this is just dripping with jalapeno peppers. It's just so pretty. And then these are coming on as well. Okay, y'all, let's get into what we're going to get into, which is our garden chores every Sunday. So if you're new to the channel, what I like to do, I really like to come on and talk about what I want to get accomplished for the week, for one simple reason. Little do y'all know, y'all really keep me accountable. So to be honest, y'all are like my accountability partners, because when I come on every Sunday, I don't like to lie. And I don't like to tell you I'm going to do something and I didn't do it. So by me doing this every Sunday, you all are like my accountability partners. And so let's recap last week, because I am happy to report that the 4 things I said I was going to do, I did it. Okay. I made my apple cider. No, not my apple cider. I made my fire cider. We got the base of that. Now it still has to sit for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then once I strain it, that's when I add a little bit of honey in there. I don't do it while it's sitting. Someone did ask me that question when I made the video, like, when do I put the honey in there? I do it after I've strained everything out, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator. That was another question. Someone said, did you put it in the refrigerator or you leave it out? I put mine in the refrigerator. We did that. I started my collards and my kale, the seeds. I just went down there and watered those, y'all. This is what I love about leafy green seeds. So if you're one that is really impatient and you like to see a quick germination, like if you want to see something germinate quick, plant you some leafy greens. So I planted bok choy literally about 2 days ago, and I already see germination on the bok choy and the collards. So that was number 2. Number 3 was this in-ground bed right here. I wanted to get it cleaned up. We actually got a video about it. So we got it cleaned up. Chris cut the grass yesterday. We got it edged up. Now I'm waiting for him to get home because I let him use my wheelbarrow. And let me tell y'all how petty I'm about to be. So y'all know, I looked this up on Google. You know how some of the trees have these webs in here like this, where they're actually like little moths or something that's growing inside. But this is what he did. So this is from the front. I think this is like I thought it was a cherry tree, but I think it's more like an ornamental cherry. I think I might have seen one cherry from that cherry tree. But I had some soil in there. I emptied out my soil and I told him, okay, you can use the wheelbarrow. Now, why he stopped it right here? Nope. Because let me tell y'all why. I don't know these right here. And you see them on the side of the road a lot in the South. But there are like little moths in here. So when he gets home, my question to him is, could you please move this away from my garden? because I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing to jeopardize it. You know what I know it's petty, y'all. But he just like got some things up front yesterday when he cut the grass. He trimmed some things and he just put the wheelbarrow right there and left it. And I'm like, I got too much goodness going on, the bees and all of that. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for him to get home because I really need to know. Now, yesterday he was taking it and like dumping it all the way back behind the fence line. But I don't know what his plan is like right here. But I know it has to move from by my plants. So that was number 3. And then number 4, y'all. So I'm telling y'all held me accountable. I did everything I was supposed to do. And I'll recap in a minute. So we got that one done. And then number 4 was to clear out this bed right here. And so we got this clear, we got it topped off with our soil, and it is ready to plant. Now, let me tell y'all what I'm going to do in just a second. Um, it's going to be good. This is what just happened. I've been hardening off the lettuce. So y'all know I've been putting in the description of all of our videos the cool weather kit. It doesn't mean even if you can't start it in fall, you can definitely do it in spring. They're the gourmet lettuce that I absolutely love. And so what I'm going to do, I was going to put this up front, but I think I'm going to put it in this bed because these are ready, y'all. We've been hardening them off. We've been fertilizing them lightly, really lightly, because I don't want to put too much liquid fertilizer still in these containers. And with the cool weather kit, you do get these. It's a 3-piece container where you get the adjustable humidity dome. They're pelleted. I love them. But after I plant these, I'm going to start another sowing. So I'm really going to be mindful about succession planting this fall because we got a lot of things that we intend on growing. And what I will tell you is that when you have to harvest a lot of things at once, plan on spending a whole day or two trying to preserve it, just trying to do so many things, okay? So I'll put the link in the description. Not too many left, but we're still shipping out. We got to ship out a few more kits tomorrow. So this is our cool weather kit. So I'm going to plant these, but this is what I'm going to do. So let's clear the board. Let's start with our what we're going to do for this week. You know what? Okay. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Number 1, we're gonna go ahead and get the lettuce, and I got Swiss chard. Um, and I put this question out because I really did want to put the Swiss chard over here, but I still got a few more peppers that are growing on here, and so I'm not gonna pull this just yet. What I will do is put a little bit. I think these are big enough. I really, really think these are big enough. But something in my spirit keep telling me just doing one more thing of diatomaceous earth just because it rained, just to keep them off of it, okay? So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put the lettuce up front right here. I'm going to put the Swiss chard in the middle. And I may just take it on back because we're going to trim up this peach tree right here. And remember, a lot of leafy greens, a lot of herbs that you grow for leaves, they can tolerate partial sun. They can because they're not making fruit. And then I'll probably put, I have some violas that I started from seed as well as some pansies. So I may just put them on the corner because y'all know I got to have flowers, vegetables, herbs. That's just how I am, and that's just how I grow. These were the clearance marigolds, and since I've topped them off with that soil 3, y'all look how pretty that they're like this. Just to me just says hello fall, hello. But I messed up. I didn't mess up, but the other day I went. Remember, I told y'all that a lot of the garden centers are bringing in a whole bunch of mums, and so they're trying to get rid of a bunch of annual flowers. And marigold is one that we probably can go to about mid-November with. I gotta figure out why this keep dripping too. I'm just not pleased with that. We probably could go to mid-November with the marigolds. And so they had these marked down. And so I'm going to, what I think I'm going to do is pull these, the one we started from seed. I think I'm going to pull these up. These are the gem marigolds because they're getting leggy and they're getting a little tired. And I think I might put these in front because a lot of leafy greens, once these jalapenos are done, or once I decide to pull them, I think that that will be really nice with those as well. So this is my plan. This is my plan for this week, okay? And remember, in September, I do a lot of overtime hours because I was just telling my mom on the phone. I'm going to go down there and help them plant by the sign of the church. But like I was telling her, it'll have to be like a early Saturday morning. I go down there and I come on back because September is when I do a lot of overtime hours. But I don't stop gardening because gardening is what really keeps me going. It really keeps me going throughout um, this time where I do a lot of work. And I'm going to just leave it at that because you never know who's watching and listening. But so number one, what I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get this bed planted up. But I want y'all, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because not last year, but the year before, I had got these. I'm going to try them out for the first time this year. So the Dollar Tree had these cloche, like the gardening cloche. So some of the Swiss chard are still like baby stage. And so I'm going to use those cloche to put over it, but they have like a humidity area. I got to open that all the way up. And this is going to be to protect. I'm going to protect them that way, but I'm also going to put a little diatomaceous earth around here. So if I see where a lot of the leafy greens are being eaten, I know it's something in the soil that I need to watch out for. So I thought about that today, and I said to myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to use those. Y'all, if I had my keys, I will open up this workshop and show you. But I'll do a separate video on that because that means I got to walk inside and find my keys. That's what it really means. But I'm going to put the cloche on top, but I'm also going to sprinkle it with diatomaceous earth. I'm going to go ahead and plant those lettuces. I think I'm going to just make a row right here and the Swiss chard right here. And I'll see how far that gets me. I'll see how far. So that's number one. We want to get this planted up and we want to get the mulch that I took off. We're going to get all of that put back. So we'll be done with that. So we want to get this bed planted up. That is garden chore number one. Garden chore number two. Y'all, I need to stay on a roll. This looks so much better. Although I was a little bit upset about the dahlia breaking, it looks so much better, so much clearer. And just within that time frame, these salvias were really covered up. Like if y'all go back to the video and watch it, they were not this big. So they're really starting to grow. These three are the same, and then that one is a different one. So what I want to do is I want to, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Let me just tell you something. So tomorrow is my day off. It's probably my last day off of September. So I went to Costco today and they have their fall bulbs out. But it's another Costco that I really, really like that seems to me to have more choices, more inventory, more like they have more than the one that's near where we're at. They just got more. So I want to check them out. It's my plan to get up early in the morning and go ahead, go check them out because if I can find, so what I'm looking for is the alliums. And so I really like the Shaberti alliums. Y'all look it up. It looks like fireworks. I think it's SCHEUBERTI. But they're really pretty. Now, if I can find those, I want to put some of those in these beds right here. The tulips this year, I'm going to I'm going to get some tulip bulbs, but let me tell you about the tulips. So last season we had tulips all along here and they were so pretty. But I was ready to like, okay, I want to start planting. So we also had some petunias here that I wasn't pleased with. So we put these heathers right here that seem to be doing pretty good. I was a little bit skeptical about these, but they came back, and so they seem to be doing good. Now, I've talked to a few people in this area. One lady says hers, now they're listed as an annual. One lady says hers come back every single year. So we'll see if they'll come back or if they'll die out with the cold. But I just wanted to put something here for now just to be able to cover this. I'm telling y'all right now, this keep too much spider mites. These are eventually going to come up, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Let's get back to our chores. So number one, we're going to plant the raised beds up. I'm going to go ahead and just take one for the team. Since Chris cut the grass, we have got to get this bed cleaned out. And I'm going to go as far as saying these two beds cleaned out. When I say cleaned out, we got some pulling we got to do. So it's like the grass has entered the beds. And remember, y'all, what is going on with this earthworm? And where did he come from? I want you to look at this. Look. He was just like going crazy. And I don't know where he came from. Normally, if I dig up something, it'll, just start wiggling. But this one he didn't calm down now. I don't know what his problem. Maybe one of the ants got on him. However, you see this? We got to clean this out. And aren't these dahlias so pretty? They really are. And I don't think they had enough time to shine. They didn't. But this is going to be chore number 2. And I'm going to be bold to link these together. I'm not going to say I'm going to do this one week and this the other week. We're going to do this. So this is going to be number 2. So number 1, we're going to plant that raised bed over there. Number 2, we're going to do some maintenance because I need the deadhead. These are the phlox that I talked about in the video where we had the dark pink and then these are the light pink. So we're going to get these trimmed up right here. But we got to pay some attention to this bed and pull some of the things. This was the heliotrope. This is what I just don't understand. So this one didn't make it. We started these from seed. These, look how pretty that is. And it's starting to make more. It is starting to make more blooms. And what I love about these is they smell just like vanilla honey to me, like a vanilla honey. So I don't know. I haven't been able to figure it out. Same thing right here. This one didn't make it. But look, this is how they look. So I do know that they appreciate a little bit of afternoon sun, although it says full sun. They do appreciate that. But we're going to group these together. So since I've done these 2 and I've lined them up, we're just going to make this task number 2. I need to do this bed right here and I need to do that bed. That's number 2. Now, remember I said yesterday, since it's September, I'm not going to give myself over 5 things to do. It's going to be between 2 to 4 this whole month of September. And so right now we're at 2. Number 3, this is what I think, because this is going to really get me like jump started. Remember I said when Chris cuts the grass. Now, let me tell you what happened. And he's right. I'm gonna take Chris' side on this one. Normally I'll be a little bit fly at the lip, but I'm gonna take his side on this one. So he told me that I really didn't think about Pollinator Island because when he cuts the grass, he really does not like to go around and like push grass back in here because that's how, I'll have to weed and the grass will come back up. I didn't, y'all. I want a Pollinator Island and this is where I want it and this is where I start digging. I didn't. I'm not going to lie to you. So I just went ahead and told him yesterday. I said, oh, well, I don't know what we're going to talk about with the rose garden because that's going up too. So I'm just going to have to weed in here and just keep it mulched. I do need to do a little bit of maintenance in here, but we're not going to I'm not going to include it. I am going to do this bird bath. I need to clean that out. Let's make that number 3. Okay, number 3, y'all, is the bird bath. I need to get in here. I'm going to refill the bird feeder. However, so the black crows also come and visit. They come and visit, and they make a mess, and they knock the bird food down. So I don't want to, that's just like I used to tell people, I'm not going to penalize all of the birds because somebody come in and do wrong. I do wish that the black crows would not just come and be so harsh, but I'll just continue to visit that. The other day, I went to a Lowe's that's a little bit further away from my house, and these are some type of salvias right here, too. Some of them are dead-headed, but the bees really love this. I'm showing that to you because I bought 6 earlier this summer. They had some on clearance, and something told me this one was on its last leg, but I thought it would pop back right here. And something told me to just go ahead and pick it up. So if I see it this week, I'm going to just go ahead and get another one of these. They're really tough. They're perennials, but I thought that this would really come back. I thought it would, but it won't. So I'm going to pull it up. But if not, this is Pollinator Island. It's no set type of plants of what it should and what it shouldn't be. The only thing that I have to constantly stay on top of is when Chris cut down the crepe myrtle tree, we still have remnants of this crepe myrtle that comes back. So like twice a month, I have to come in and just keep cutting these back. But this butterfly bush, I love. I absolutely love it, and I know that it's going to be nice and pretty. And then I got a couple of more blanket flowers that I'm going to pop in. But he did say he didn't like to keep blowing grass. So let's talk about number 4. Yeah, this is going to be number 4, and this is going to be it for the week. I'm just going to start laying out. So right here, that's what I was telling them last night. I was like, ooh, you're probably not going to like it. I didn't think about it, but I just said this is where it's going to be. This is where Rose Garden is going to start. And so I think I'm going to start it right about here, and I'm just going to start laying down. I'm going to start moving the roses over, and I'm going to start laying down. I think I'm going to lay down some weed fabric. In other cases, like the Pollinator Island over here and the Berry Lane, I've done the cardboard, where I just put the cardboard down and I put the mulch on top. But with the roses, because let me tell y'all, weeding is not my favorite. It's one of my least favorites. But I feel like I'm going to put some weed fabric down, and I'm just going to start laying them out. Like I told Chris yesterday, I feel like once I start digging, then that'll really just get me pumped up. It's fall. It's a great time to plant. So I'm going to lay this out. If I don't get them all planted, something's going to get planted. Something is going to get started to where every day I will be like, ooh, I want to go out here and work on this. If I don't do anything but plant 2 roses a day, because I got about 40 that needs to be planted in this area right here. I did tell him before long, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to have a lot to cut. Now, what he's upset about is the twists and the turns that he has to go through in order, not to, mess up the garden. I'm still torn on this magnolia tree. I'm still torn on it. Do I want it to stay? Do I want it to go? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm just really torn. I love magnolias, but a lot of the leaves went in the herb garden, and I think that's why I said I'm just going to start a little bit behind. So you see where this starts over here behind the herb garden. I think what I'm going to do is start right here. This will be the start of the rose garden. But now that I've had a talking to yesterday, I got to think about how Chris is going to come in. So what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna just start laying everything out because we got some roses, some ground roses up front that we're gonna start, and then I am gonna get like a trellis, a arch, a arbor, to where you just kind of walk in, and then that's where your all the roses will be, and it'll probably be all the way back to the fence. Now, what I have to think about is until I get everything full, if Chris comes in through that gate back there, like he still has to cut over here. So I just need to cap it off and maybe leave him a space to do it. So this week, what I'll say is I'll just start laying things out. I'm just going to lay them out. I may change them to see how it looks. So those are our 4 things. So let's recap. If you're just joining us, honey, we finished all of our 4 things last week. We made our apple cider, fire cider. If I say apple cider one more time, we made our fire cider. Um, we planted a lot of leafy greens. I'm done with the leafy greens. I can't. I'm like, you don't have anywhere because y'all know I do soil blocking, and I probably have over 200 plants. Now we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with them. Even if I have to go plant them in somebody else's yard or give them away, or either a lot of times I will, just depending on how big they get, I will put them up for sale, like on the marketplace or something like that. Um, we did, we cleared out the raised beds, and then we also went ahead and finished up these flowers beds on this side. So we got all of those done. Now, this week, 4 things that we're going to get done and that we're going to focus on. And those 4 are to plant this bed. So now we're going to plant it. And I'm going to use those cloches that I had got from the Dollar Tree to protect them because they're little. I'm also going to put diatomaceous earth over them so that if I do see where they're getting eaten, I'll know that it's something inside the soil. It's not, like crawling up or flying over at night. Since the lettuce, which is part of the cool weather kit. And again, y'all, if you want to go on there now, you can. I'll put the link in the description, but you can always go to auyannaplants.com. First page, cool weather kit. We're going to go ahead and plant these up. So this is going to go in the front. Swiss chard is going to go in the back. But you're going to get these gourmet lettuce. You're going to get the labels. You're going to get the cell trays. The only thing you have to get is your seed starting mix, and that's just to help with shipping. It just really helps keep the shipping costs down. But we're going to go ahead and get those planted up. That's number 1, that raised bed. Number 2, we're grouping it. We are grouping it, y'all. We're going to do these 2 beds right here. So you got 1 and 2. We're going to edge. We're going to clean it up. All of the ones that didn't make it, like this heliotrope right here, we're going to pull some things up, and we're going to trim and deadhead some things back. So that is number 1, 2. That's 2, and I'm grouping this one too. I'm not even gonna separate it. But I tell you what I do love. Every single day that I come out, these look so pretty. But like I said yesterday, it is some type of worm that I'm going to find. And I wish I could find it on this camera for y'all right now. Whenever you see these droppings, it is a worm somewhere. And I'm going to find them. But I'm also going to go ahead and put some BT, because I had to spray BT on what it was. Oh, I had to spray BT on the jalapeno peppers. But this is just, I wish I knew the name, y'all. I wish I knew the name of these. That's really pretty. They're going over into the pathway, which I don't really like, but since they're really pretty, I think I'm going to start like cutting these and putting them in the house for a flower arrangement. I always like to put flower arrangements in the kitchen and in the bedrooms, and they got lots more blooms that are coming on. I'm not going to do like I did the other ones where I start moving them. I started moving them, y'all, and I just kept hearing them crack. Because if you look at this stem, Down here, it's really thick. And I feel like if I try to start moving it and stake it up, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. So this is number 2. Number 3 was I need to clean this bird bath out. And we'll group this together. I got like 3 more blanket flowers that I need to plant because I lost 2. I lost 2 over here and 2 over there. So I'm gonna put 1 more right here and then 2 more over there. The only thing I did not like about these blanket flowers is the range of the height. Like they can't give you an exact range. Good price, but if you look at the tag, that's why I planted them right there. You see how it says it could grow from 6 to 30 inches. So this could be short or it could almost reach 3 feet. And I don't know. So that's why I kind of put it over here in the pollinator garden. Because if it does get tall, that's okay. So I did lose 2, and so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and replace those because I had some extra ones. So that is task number 3. Task number 4 is we're gonna go ahead, start prepping this rose garden, laying it out. Um, we got about 40 roses to plant, and I'm gonna have to get through this clay soil, and I'm just going to try to box it off so that when Chris does cut the grass. Now normally he like to play like he on a go-kart, but I don't know what it was yesterday where, I had got a lecture about making things accessible. It was so funny, y'all. I'm telling you, Chris normally take that lawnmower and act like he on a go-kart, but up by the other roses, I saw him just like shaking his head because he had to back up and he had to be careful. But he did explain that he doesn't like to keep blowing grass like in the beds, and that's what he was doing, especially the pollinator garden. But I'll figure that out because, like I told him, this back area right here, eventually, he will not have to cut a whole lot of grass because I'm still going to get my chicken coop, despite what people say, despite about the snakes. Okay. I just had to put that out there. So that's it, y'all. That's it for this week. I know that I can get that done. I'm gonna try to take y'all along tomorrow. Maybe not live, but I want to go. Remember, I want to go to the Costco. It's about an hour away from this area, but I do want to go there because they always have more than what the Costco has by my house. So I went to Costco today. They do have alliums, but as a matter of fact, now that I remember, last year the Shaberti alliums, they were at that Costco too. And what I love about, like, they seriously look like fireworks when they bloom like the next spring. They were so pretty, but they only come with like no more than 3. I think it comes with 3 in each package. And so the ones that were over here, because I had them in this bed over here, so I know that they'll come back up because what I did was they died out. I left the bulb in the ground and I just twisted off the top. This was, and let me show you, I didn't twist off this top, but this was not the Shaberti allium. This was the drumstick allium. Let me see. I wait till they're really easy to twist off, so I may have to cut this one off. Some of them were easy to come out, and then some of them, oh, okay, good. Some of them you got to pull it like really carefully so that the bulb stays in and they'll come back. But we got them in these 2 beds right here. What I want to do is add the Shaberti alliums in these beds right here, over here as well. So I want to add them. I want to add them in here, and then I think that'll be pretty like on down the way. And remember, these beds right here, I've started a lot of snapdragon seeds inside. It's going to be like an orange bronze color, the taller ones. And then the other ones are like a mixture of colors. So we're just going to put these like in the back. I've started viola seeds, but I have not started pansy seeds. So I'm going to just tell y'all, if I happen to see some pretty pansies as the weather gets cooler, I'm probably just going to get them. Instant gratification for me. But I know that the vinca does not like, after the frost, they kind of, they're done with. So they're annuals, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. However, I know that next season we're gonna get a lot of vincas, and let me tell you how I know. Look at this. This is here's a sheer. These are the vinca seed pods. You see that? So they're gonna drop to the ground, which they've already been doing. And when they drop to the ground, they're going to bring up some more. Like all of these right here are seed pods. Every last one of these. All of these are seed pods. So when they're ready, they are going to germinate, because as I was cleaning out this bed last week, when I lifted this up, it was already some germination. Let's see if we can see it. It was already germination happening, but I pulled it. So I probably won't have to buy any vincas next year, y'all. Now, this is the thing. Will they be this same white color? We don't know. And the reason why I say that is because when you deal with hybrid, it may take on different characteristics of either parent plant. But it's good to know that they are starting to drop. And they're going to drop. Here's another vinca pod where the seeds have opened, and so they're going to drop. And here's another one. Like all of these are seed pods. Now, if I was smart, because we got a lot of seed pods, if I was smart, I would wait. I would let them get to when they're dry, but take them off. These are still green. If I'm going to collect seeds, I like for them to stay on the I like them to stay on the plant until they get dry, but I'll have to catch them before they open. And these have already opened, and so I could actually save those. But we're gonna put them right here, and we just gonna hope that next season we're gonna have some vinca. So I could just like wait till these start drying, and all of these are seed pods. So that's probably what's gonna be here next year, y'all. See how nature is. See what the garden does. See, this is why I love it. I just love plants that self-sow. And I know these self-sow because when I was cleaning out, I saw the seedlings on here. So, but for now, we're going to let the salvia stay. And then we got the phlox on each side. And y'all know eventually, like I love annuals. I love annuals for the simple fact it adds a whole bunch of color. But eventually, we're going to just start adding more and more perennials to the area, so that once they get established, that'll be less and less I'll have to do. And then we'll just focus on like the annual vegetables and different herbs like that. So we got our marching orders for this week, y'all. Again, what we're doing is we are filling up this bed. I'll do a separate video on that one. And I also got to do a video because I got to get some containers planted. It's 3 containers I want to get planted. Yes, 3 containers. So, but we'll do videos. We're going to plant this one up. That's number 1. Number 2 is we're going to do these 2 in-ground beds. We're going to combine those all together. So I can't do half and say, oh, it's done. I can't do that. It has to be these 2 together. We're going to do this one, clean this out. We're going to clean this out too. We're going to deadhead. We're going to, because little do y'all know, it's some daisies down in here somewhere. Daisies are in here too. It's some other stuff in here. So we're going to get that cleaned out. Number 3 is we're going to work on our bird bath, clean that out, fill that up, and then plant those cone flowers over here. And number 4, we're going to start marking this for the rose garden. I think that is enough for me to handle for this week. I think that's amazing. That's going to be so amazing. I think we're supposed to get rain. It said Thursday and Friday of this week, but who knows? Who really knows? The other day we weren't supposed to get rain, and it rained like 2 days. Thank you, so blessed. I really appreciate it. I am just really, what I say about a garden is it's always going to be something to do. It'll never be like 100%. Not with me, because I always find new plants and I always want to do new things and try new things. However, Eventually it'll be like kind of on a semi self self doing by itself, you know, because I am going to try to add in like way more perennials. And then I feel like our raised beds are going to be more for the annual flowers. And then as we continue to put things in ground, it'll be more. I'm going to try to switch like these right here. Some of these are annuals. Now, what I will tell you are these gumfrinas right here. I'm going to have to start them every year. They are a workhorse and a power. I mean, this is like a powerhouse. I have not had to do hardly anything. They're really, really sturdy, very sturdy. I still have some more seeds for these that we started, but I think once I'm done with these seeds, I probably won't get this kind again. I want to get these. I actually bought as transplants. They were called, I think, pink truffles. I think they're called pink truffles, but um, I want more of those. Those I want more of. I'm always going to put like zinnias and dahlias, different things like that in the garden. But I also want to have like predominantly annuals so that once they're established, they're kind of self-sufficient on their own. So I think, again, I think that's enough to handle. I'm looking around and I can see a whole bunch more things that I could do, but I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna stop right there. I'll give myself a bonus because I do think that I can incorporate these into the bed. Since we got these clearance marigolds, I am going to plant them. I'm going to plant some of them in the raised beds, but I'm also going to plant some of them in front of those jalapeno peppers. And we're going to stop it right there, y'all. We just going to stop because I keep looking around. What I have been doing is collecting the roses. Oh, did I miss out on this one? Because I put those in my tea blend, and I hope my sister is not looking at this because I owe her some tea from my tea blend. But I think I'm gonna come out here and get that one. These two I need to deadhead, but this one is okay. I've been putting those in the tea blend, so it is like a little jungle in here. But all of these are annual flowers except for the roses. And so once frost comes, we'll pull those and just add just some fall annuals right here. And I was supposed to cut these back. Oh, y'all, something is tearing these echinaceas up. Look at this. I mean, just like this, when I tell you like sheer disrespect, like this is a lot of disrespect right here. That's why it's important to check. That's why it's important to do a garden walkthrough. But we'll cut these after these are bloomed. They got too many blooms coming on here that I'm going to save for our tea, so I'm not going to cut these back. But I'll cut these back late fall, early spring. So we'll do that. Okay, y'all, it's been fun hanging out with you. Remember, I am going to go in and I'm going to work on our 7-day quick start garden guide. Whether you're new, whether you're experienced, um, this is going to be helpful. And this is going to help a lot of people that send me messages and I can't answer as quickly as I want to. I'm telling you, if you read this guide and if you fill out the questions that we've put on the worksheet, you will know what you want to plant. You'll know what's best for you in your garden. You'll know where you need to plant it. Like you're going to get all of that stuff set up just by looking at this guide. So that way you won't have to say, what do you think I should plant? What's easy to plant? All of that's going to be answered in this guide. Again, I'm going to do a separate video and just tell y'all, hey, it's ready. Click this link, download it. So this week, y'all hold me to it. That's going to be part of my garden chores too. Hold me to it. I'm going to let y'all know. And then I'll even do like a separate live to tell you, hey, go on here and get the guide. So you will know for you where you're at and what you like, not what I like, because some people don't like what I like. So y'all have a great week, a great start to the week. The weather's looking really nice this week. We're going to be in the 80s. And so wherever you are, let's create a great week. We'll talk again soon. Y'all be safe. Bye, y'all.